Hey y'all, it's Sharon. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel if you're new here. Today I wanted to try something a little different. Like I said, we'll be trying all different types of formats on this channel. But I've been wanting to chat about something recently. I try to chat about it on social media, LinkedIn, and things like that, on and off again, because I think it's a super important topic when it comes to careers and how people are absorbing the ups and downs of a career. And I think that, like with anything in life, sometimes we curate a image for people to see of how our careers are going, how we've progressed in our careers. And it's typically the highlights. It's like social media when people say, oh, you only post the good things in life, and it's very similar in our careers, not just on LinkedIn, but again, how we present when we're putting our resumes together. It's the highlights, it's the great things. It's not any of the downtimes. And just like life, careers have ups and downs. And so I oftentimes have people coming to me and wanting to talk about a disappointment or something that didn't go the way that they wanted it to go, and thinking that it's something about them or kind of that it's just me. Like I'm the only one who hasn't had this like straight progression in my career. And I'm like, nah, like it happens to everyone from the bottom all the way up to the top. And it's just life. It's just the way things go. And so this has been on my mind for the past couple, I'd say like couple months of really like, how do we normalize sharing when things are not going well or disappointment and then also highlighting when things go well. And so a few months ago, I shared that I won a leadership award, and everybody's congratulating me and super, congratulatory and just all the good vibes. Feeling good, like, yes, I'm doing good things in my career. I'm making the right choices. I'm being recognized for my hard work and dedication. Um, at the time, what folks didn't know was I was actually in the midst of a recruitment. So I started this recruitment in January, and I have been going through that process. And over the course of about 6 months, I really was invested in this role. Would be a step up for me. It was a vice president, associate vice president, chief information security officer role. I'm currently, we call it an associate, but most people would think of it as a deputy CISO role. So it would be a step up. It would be an opportunity for me to, run my own program and really run a security office in the way that I would like to try some of the things that are important to me and that I think would be really successful. And so, really good university, an R1, just all of the things that would make it like a prize. And then to top it off, I was very interested in the leadership, the teams, the people seemed really amazing, nice. The location was somewhere that I've always wanted to live. So it's like everything seemed to be adding up. And so the longer we were in the recruitment process, the more I really started to want this thing. And I started to see myself, in it. And then of course, I made it to top two, and I was able to go down and visit the campus and meet everyone or meet a lot of people. And that even further kind of added to me being able to envision myself there. So, fast forward the day after my birthday, I got the news that they decided to go with the other candidate and not me. And so I was disappointed. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to front and be like, oh, they're lost. Da, 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 da. I mean, yes, but also I was disappointed because this was something that I really wanted, something that I had started to envision, something that I had kind of started to plan, like how would I approach this coming into something new? Um, and for it to not work out was disappointing. And, the feedback that you get with any job, sometimes there's a lot of feedback, sometimes there's not so much. And sometimes it really just comes down to they just thought this other person was a better fit. There really wasn't anything that was drastically wrong with me or that they found lacking or that this person had over me. They just, at the end of the day, decided to go with this person. And that's the feedback that I got. So it's like, even that kind of like added to me feeling like, well, it wasn't nothing. Like, why you didn't pick me? But anyways, I say all of that to say that again, careers are highs. The award that I got that I was super excited to share with folks, and the lows, this role that I didn't get that I really wanted, and I really felt like I could do a good job in, and I didn't get. What I want to kind of talk about in depth in this video is that neither that high nor that low makes me who I am. So my identity is not based in my career. My identity is not based in if I get a promotion or I don't get a promotion, I get a raise, I don't get a raise. If someone acknowledges something that I've done or they don't, who I am and my value and my worth is not based in any of that. And I think that that's important for us to remember, important for us to cultivate in ourselves and in others. So that way, when life, and it will always life, that we're not brought so low or we don't start to think less of ourselves because that accolade wasn't given to us or that job didn't, come to fruition. And so, where you find your identity, that can vary. I'm a woman of faith. I do believe in God, and so I base my identity in God. But everybody's relationship with God is their own choice and their own decision, so I don't push that on anyone. But I will say that finding your foundation is going to be critical for you to be able to sustain yourself over your career. Because again, there will be ups and downs. And so being able to know that you are valuable, that you bring something to the table, regardless of if someone is noticing or not. That you're not your production. So because you're not producing doesn't now make you invaluable or worthless. All of those things are so important for us to really hone into and get a firm grip on. So then that way, when we are experiencing the good and the bad of life, the good and the bad of our careers, the good and the bad of our workplaces, it doesn't touch us. It doesn't touch our hearts. It doesn't touch our minds. And I say that with, again, admitting I was disappointed. So it doesn't mean that you don't have feelings or you don't desire things. And when those things don't work out, you don't have feelings about it. You do have those, but they don't start to cut into your core, and start to change how you think about who you are, or maybe even how you think about others, because starting to have kind of like animosity towards people if they're not celebrating you or giving you praise or appreciating your work in the way that you feel like they should. Sometimes that can build animosity. And again, sometimes that is because we feel like they have to do those things in order to make us feel good. And so making sure that we are within ourselves, very secure and very strong. And again, in who we are, that we're valuable, that we are meaningful, that our work and our production is not what makes us us. I think that that's very important. So I just wanted to get on and share that experience, this thing that I've been thinking about, and I'm going to continue to try to, again, be very transparent in the highs and the lows because I think people seeing it is important. It's critical. A lot of people see me and they see my career path and they just think, oh, like she's just, had it easy. But no, I've had disappointments just like everyone else. I've had struggles. I've had good jobs. I've had bad jobs. I've had good managers. I've had bad managers, and everything in between, indifferent managers, all of the things. And so us speaking about it, us being very open with it, I think will go a long way to making other people who are either coming up in our industries, who have transitioned into our industries, who just maybe haven't had those mentors and people who to talk to them about work and life and how to kind of steady themselves and build a foundation for themselves of who they are, what their identity is. Hopefully, by sharing, it will be helpful for them and it will be helpful for you all. And so, I just wanted to come on and share that, and I will again be trying different types of videos here on YouTube. So I hope you subscribe. I hope you decide to stick around and see what I do next. And I will see you all next week. Have a wonderful week.